I think that's good. Is it? Yes, it appears we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing this fine day? Alright, so real quick. So yeah, we're gonna start the Pandemonium raid today. Be nonchalant about it. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Doing? Excuse me. Welcome to the stream. Yep, today's Wednesday, my day off, so of course I'm going to be streaming. Now I do want to do 2 streams today. I'm gonna do this stream where we're starting the Pandemonium raid, and then I'm gonna do a stream on Elden Ring in the afternoon, and then probably go to bed, wake up, go to work. So today's gonna be a busy day for me, but that's what happens on your days off. Now, I do need to clarify something, because I know that to do the Pandemonium raid, you need a minimum gear requirement. And I can't remember what that gear requirement is. I think it's 525, but by God, if I'm unlucky, it's going to be 555, so I'm going to be just short on my gear here. Some Pandemonium raid. Final Fantasy XIV requirements. Requirements. Uh-oh. How do I unlock Pandemonium Savage raids? Oh, that's Savage. Okay, that's Savage. What about normal? I just want normal. I want to know the base. What's the baseline? It's not telling me. Samrat92, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today, my friend? Good. Hope you're doing good as well. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing all right. I'm doing kosher. Yeah, so my average item level on my top level character, that being my Reaper, is 550. So hopefully that's enough. I can see about getting, yeah, because all my other gear is pretty much top tier, except maybe a couple of my rings. So maybe that'll be enough to bring it up just a couple more points. So we meet the minimum requirements to do the raid today. We shall see. Now let me make sure the volume is correct. It is not. There we go. There we are. Boom. Okay. So let us see here. Gotcha. Argos. Come here, Pupper. The mightiest and most loyal Pupper of all. Alright, now let's see. So, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, to unlock Pandemonium, we gotta go to Ilsabard, and I believe we have to go to Radzet Han. I could be mistaken, of course. Assembling Kroots. Nice. Yes, I gotta finish UV blasting the heavy mortars for my 3D printed Krieg army, so. I'm in the miniature assembly grind right now. Yeah, I got another 40k tournament coming up on March 27th at the same shop I went to last time, and it's gonna be basically the same setup, more or less. They've changed the missions a little bit, but outside of that, you know, I gotta have a 1,000 point army ready for then, and I'm probably gonna end up having to do my orcs again, just simply because there's no way in hell I'm gonna. The other armies I want to play as is Tyranids and Guard, and they're both Horde armies. So to effectively paint up an army that'll be ready for well, basically less than 3 weeks now. It's actually closer to 2 weeks before the tournament. Not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to run my orcs. So maybe next tournament. I can run a different army. But yeah, it gives me more practice with the orcs. I mean, get better at playing them. All right, what are you? Place to train. I don't know if that's it. I'm not even certain it's okay. Unlock the Pandemonium raid. Okay. Okay, we gotta go to Old Charlian. Okay. No, I had the wrong location. I knew it was one of the new zones. Make you mad. Let's see. Old Charlian. Instant transmission. Instant transmission. Are you going to do a battle report from tournament? No. I don't think we're allowed to film there, and it's kind of a cramped shop. So setting up a camera wouldn't be possible or practical. Also, I don't have permission from either the tournament organizers or my fellow players, which I don't even run into my fellow players until the day of. So I couldn't even. So if I brought all that film equipment in, even one person said no, I don't want to be filmed, then it would be a waste to haul all that shit there. So no, I'm just going and playing. You know, casual like. Sorry. I just don't have permission. It's not worth it to haul all that camera stuff plus my army, plus my bag of food and stuff for lunch, because it's an all-day tournament. We get there at 10 a.m. and we don't leave till about 4 or 5 p.m. So we're gonna be there for the equivalent of like a full day shift of work. So yeah. Are we looking for? Alright, so it looks like the crystal the mission we're looking for is the crystal from beyond, so it's that one. Alright, good. There we go. So now that I can turn off the guide because I know where to go. Let's go to the Baldessian Annex, pick up the quest, and we'll begin our journey into Pandemonium. This won't be a super long stream. This stream is just to like start the raids and kind of get a couple hours into it, and then we'll actually finish it up on probably on my next day off, which will be Sunday. Yeah, but it's I predict safely this is going to be a decently long raid. I don't know if it's an 8-man or a 24-man, so we'll see. The 24-man raid is going to be a bit hectic. They always are. There we are. Nimjiji. I will not get that name correct. I will not try. All right. So before we actually start, we're gonna give folks about 10 minutes for anybody who's available and wants to join the stream. While we wait, I'm gonna real quick throw a couple things into the UV blasters. Feel free, guys, to leave a like on the stream. You know, support the stream. Yeah, love you. And do that. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I will real quick. You're going to do Pan? Enjoy it. And it's 8-man. Okay, it's an 8-man raid. Gotcha. Thank you, Rubinon. Thank you. And I assume by the way you phrase that, you're not staying. Well, thank you for hopping in. Thank you for saying hi. And while we wait for a couple more people to show up if they can, I'm gonna real quick start the UV blast on a couple of my resin prints, which I didn't time correctly when that would be done and how long it would take me to take off the supports. So. Oop. Oh no, I'm staying. I said that because I can't join in. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're staying. I'm very, very happy to have you here. Does the UV blast helps a lot? I have a printer, but I have stuff to harden at balcony on the sun. Yes. If you live in a place like I do, which is Maine, there's not a lot of sunlight. We don't get a ton of sun. We get residual sun through the clouds. Like, that's the most sun we get. And during the summertime, we do get, like, sunny days, but it's not all the time. We get a lot of rain during the summer as well, so... I don't like being reliant on the weather to be able to print and to be able to solidify my prints. So if you live in a place like me with a lot of cloud coverage, long nights, cold weather, and generally just minimal sunlight, you definitely, I can't even say kinda, you definitely need a UV blast. You definitely do need a cure machine to UV cure your minis. So yes, they're absolutely helpful if you're living in this place. If you live in a sunny location and you just want to leave them out on the porch for a couple minutes, that works perfectly fine, and it's free, so you don't have to buy anything. But no, if you live in a place like where I live, where there's minimal sunlight, short days, long nights, and lots of cloud coverage, when the day does come around, yeah, I would say get a UV machine. Get a wash and cure machine, absolutely. Also, if you also work during the day someplace and you need and you don't like get to do the stuff until night, like if you don't get home till like it's almost dark out and you want to do resin printing and stuff like that while you're home and do all that stuff, but you're never home when the sun is out to reliably put stuff on the porch, you're gonna have to get a wash and cure machine for those, for that kind of schedule. So again, it's just something like, it's a requirement if you either aren't home to do the UV cure on like a porch or something, or you live in an environment where, like me, there's minimal sunlight during the day. So you need a more reliable source of UV rays to cure the resin. Day off today? Yep, I have the day off every Wednesday and Sunday. I won't always stream those days, because some days I do want to actually take a proper day off, but yeah, I got today off from work and streaming. Now we're going to do 2 streams today. I'm going to do this one with the Pandemonium raid. I'm trying to allocate at least 3 to 4 hours for this, but it might be shorter, it might be 2. We'll see how we go about it. It also depends on how much progress we're making in the raid, because I do want to find a good stopping point. So if there isn't a good stopping point, let's say in a 3-hour run, as opposed to 2, we'll keep it to 2. If there's a more proper spot at the 2-hour mark. Basically, it comes down to a combination of, I've allocated about 3 to 4 hours for this, for my FF stream, and the rest of the afternoon is Elden Ring. But for what will dictate when we actually stop here is a good stopping point around the time. Around the 2-hour mark to 3-hour mark, I'll check in with people who hopefully will be in the chat, who have done the raid, and ask, like, hey, is this a good stopping point? Or is there a better stop? Or can we actually make it another hour and get to a even better stopping point? You know, it's going to be stuff like that. On the first tier, the 24-man of Endwalker is 6.1. Just thought you'd like to know. Sorry if you already know. No, I didn't know that. Again, I don't know most of the dev schedule. I haven't been able to check out the live letters. And unfortunately, you can't really listen to the live letters as much as... Because the live letters are better to watch. Because they actually showcase stuff like on the screen for everybody else watching. Talking about 3D printers, or I would like to one, but Finland is the same. Really poor sunlight, maybe 2 weeks good, but most of the time rain and clouds. Yeah, pretty much what it is here. Although we get ice storms and snow more than we get rain, but during the summer it's pretty rain heavy. We're a coastal state, so we live right by the ocean, so we get a lot of cloud coverage over the year. But yeah, we are talking about 3D printing. I 3D print my own models and stuff like that, and I have 2 larger printers because I'm creating a tabletop war game called Warglaive Gothic. Though right now development's really slow because, you know, lack of money and time, which are not a great combo. But I got the 3D printers to print off my own minis and stuff like that and sell them to people, and also sell the STLs online. But I also use it for personal use, like printing off my own 40k armies and running to tournaments and stuff with it. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little machine. Good morning, good friend. Hey, Ludus, Library, how are you doing, my friend? Great friend, great stream. Can't wait. What? Great stream, can't wait. Good morning, good friend, great stream, can't wait. Okay, I think I understand. How you doing, man? Yeah, we were supposed to do GT today, but unfortunately neither of us had any topics, and I wanted to I've been promising to do the Pandemonium raid for like a week now, and I kept delaying it or missing it because I tried to stream it 2 or 3 days ago, but then there was maintenance on the servers coming up in just a couple hours, and I didn't want to be limited in time on that. And I also wanted to, stream it the following day, but then I just was too tired. And then it leads us kind of today, where I actually do have the time, I do have the energy. We're gonna do it. So, yeah. Oh, this is just the first 2 of the winners, so we should be able to do all 4 of them, though that may just be me being optimistic. I don't know, we'll see. If there's a lot of lore stuff into it, I might go on a tirade. That's what I do most of the time. I do talk at length about like the lore stuff and like the story and predictions and stuff like that. That's like one of the things that, if you watched a lot of my FF streams, I'm kind of unfortunately the only exception to that being the end of Endwalker, because I was trying to get through it at a decent pace, so I didn't take a lot of time to stop and talk about it. But yeah, with the exception of that, and I kind of regret that in hindsight, but in foresight I thought it was a good idea. Other than the center of Finland, and weather is just as awful in the summer as anywhere else in Finland. Coffee is life, coffee is love. Yes, I don't drink as much coffee anymore. I used to drink coffee a lot when I worked for the Navy, but after that job ended, I'm kind of glad I don't drink coffee anymore. Coffee was a good thing for me at a time, but now I just need shorter bursts of energy. I don't need longer bursts, so. And I also don't need as much energy and then a crash, which is what coffee kind of does to me. And it also makes my stomach feel weird. Hey Nathan, welcome to the stream. How are you today? Here's my streaming and work is nearly finished. Truly blessed I am. Yes, I'm glad I'm blessing you with my stream. Alright, real quick, I'm gonna flip over that print, and once that one's done, take them out, and then we'll call that the start point. We'll grab the quest from Nimjiji, and we'll get underway with Pandemonium. Okay then. Woo. I'm quite the husky lad. Yes, I am a very fat fuck. I'm very fat. I'm very chunky. Overly so. Also, welcome Nigel Riddler. How are you doing today? Actually, is it Riddler or is it Riddler? I've been wondering that. Because Riddler I think of with like 2 D's. But you don't have 1. So I'm thinking it might be Riddler. But it would also have an E after the D. Anders Bilg, welcome to the stream. How are you doing, my fine friend? Hi, everyone. Just got out of work for the day. Nice. Nice. Just in time to join in on my Pandemonium experience. Does it feel nice to have a shaved back inside? I don't have a shaved back, though. I don't know how it reached back there. I don't know, I guess put a duct tape a razor to a back scratcher and just be like, eh. Unless you're talking about the back of my head, but even then they're not perfectly shaved right now, actually. So at some point, probably late tonight, I'll take a shower and I'll try and shave this. It's grown in a little much, so shaving it with a razor might take a little bit of time, but yeah. Right now it's just kind of, the hair's starting to grow back in a little bit. Not very much, but it's grown in a little bit. You've been drinking coffee since you were 3 to 4 years old? Well, that's not healthy. Not that much till I was in the 3rd or 4th grade. If you're 3rd or 4th grade, I mean, it might be different from where you live. I don't know how the grade system works, but here in America, by the time you're in 3rd grade, you're like 7. Yeah, because in 5th grade, you'd be about 10 or 9. 4th, you'd be 8 or 9. And, yeah, 3rd, you'd be 7 or 8. I don't know if it works differently in Finland. Maybe you guys start earlier in school. We have preschool, which is kind of like, at the oldest you're 4 in preschool, and at the youngest you're like 2. Unless it's like a nursery / preschool, then you could be like an infant, like months old, fresh out of the oven. With that hairstyle, it's high maintenance. With that hairstyle, it's high maintenance. Not really. No. If you want to keep a consistent look, you need to shave it every couple of days, but other than that, not really. I mean, women with full head of hair have way more maintenance to do with their hair if they want to keep it nice and silky and all that stuff. Way more than I do. Like, all I do is take a shower, shampoo, conditioner, and then shave around, and you're done. Like, it's literally just like shaving your face. It's just you don't have the mirror to work with. You just gotta kind of put your fingers as guides to the razor to make sure you don't accidentally cut the long hairs. But other than that, you're totally good. 3rd grade is 9 to 10 years old. Oh, so you guys start later. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, because for us, we're not 10 or we're about 9 to 10 years old by 5th grade. So we start kindergarten at 4 to 5, 4 at the youngest, 5 at the oldest, and then each grade is a year later. So just keep plusing the age by 1. Alrighty, ready. Alright. Ready to begin. Am I a fan of luscious hair on women? Don't really care. I will say, like, with my girl, right? Like, I love her to death, and she's got like long flowing hair, and I love it when she puts it in a braid. I love it when she has it just down. She wants to put it into a bun. The thing is, I love her to death, so if I see her wearing a haircut that she likes, I'm perfect. Like, if she cut it short, I guess I'd be a little sad, because I do like how she looks with it long, but if it makes her happier or less annoyed to have it short, that makes me happy. If she likes to have it in a bun, she likes to have it braided, whatever hairstyle she wants to go with, like, it's fine. So I'd say, like, at most, I'd say I do like her, with her hair down and longer, but it's like, it's not really anything I would indicate as major or significant. If she cut it, or if it was in a braid, or if it was put up, or whatever. Crystal from beyond. Alright, let's get underway. It appears my calculations were correct. I knew it. Wait, is this a girl or a boy before I keep going? It's a girl. Okay. It appears my calculations were correct. I knew that at this very spot, I would encounter none other than Shroud, the hero who saw us through the final days. So certain was I of my math that I stood here for... Well, let's not concern ourselves with that. I am Nemjiji, assistant to one Professor Claudian. We work with the Antioscope to observe the ethereal sea and delve into its myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our very conjecture. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it. However, so we hope that you may see something in this crystal that we academics do not. I beg you lend us your well-traveled eye at Aporia. Professor Claudian will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. Good answer. I mean, it's true though. One thing I do like about my girl is, we banter a lot. Like we don't do like that fawning over each other's shit where we're just so in love. Like, first off, we both find it cringy when like other younger and newer couples. I say younger like I'm old, but. When younger couples act all lovey-dovey and over the top, like, just espousing almost poetically how much they love each other, it's like, ugh. I tease her, like, every chance I get. Like, when she's driving and she gets angry, someone cut her off, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna take a bet how long you're gonna rant about them cutting you off. And she'll just give me a death glare. She teases me too, though. I get as much as I give in that regard. I don't know. She's cool. Alright, so where are we going? Claudia Aporia. I just realized I'm kind of traveling around mindlessly here. Alright, there we go. Kindergarten is optional here. Preschool... Kindergarten's not optional here. Preschool is optional, but not kindergarten. Kindergarten is part of the graded system. You have to do kindergarten. But you don't have to do preschool. Preschools and nursery stuff is optional. Actually, in some states, you don't even need to report if like you're homeschooling as opposed to doing public school. But in some states, you do have to do public school, or you have to register as a homeschooling family. Just weird to me, but I find it weird that the state has those requirements. But I'm not gonna get into that. That's totally unrelated to what we're doing. Nerd stuff, geek stuff. Focus. Couples. Grade 9 were... Oh, couple and Baka, okay. I mean, I wouldn't say they're stupid. I'd say it's more like... Here's how I put it, right? They're naive and younger. Like, they could be older than me, but still act like that. But if they act like that, that tells me they're kind of like... They're still testing the waters of the relationship. Like, I could tell that at a distance, right? Like, if a couple's like, oh my god, I love you so much. You're just so beautiful. The light in your eyes is the joy to my life. I'm like, I did it, but I did that in high school. I did it with my first couple adult relationships. But after a while, you just realize if the other person needs that to be interested in you, you probably shouldn't date them. You want to date somebody that you can banter with, you can talk about casually, and even have just quiet moments with. You know, you don't need to constantly validate them with praise and affection. Yeah, give your partner affection. Obviously, you're in a relationship, but there's a gauge, right? there's that younger couple gauge where they're like at 10, constantly, like every time they look at each other, every time they talk, they're constantly holding hands, they're doing all that shit. And then you have like couples that are we're like at my age, which are still couples. They're not married, they're not like at that next stage, but like we're in that mid stage. But you've experienced other relationships, so you know what to work with on this one, and you realize they're like your best friend that you also have, you know, stronger feelings than that for. Like, they're one step above friend. You're intimate with them. They know you more personally than even your best friend does. And, you know, you stick together through harder times, and, you know, you back each other up. But they're also still a friend in certain regards. Like, you tell them about your day, they tell you about theirs, you know, you kind of bant back and forth. You know, it's a friendship. It is a friendship that is just higher in its intimacy, as opposed to that like overly like you know, clutchy, touchy, lovey-dovey shit that, again, all couples do. I'm not judging anyone out there if they do that, but to me that's a sign that a couple is either newer or younger. Like, if you're a newer couple, you feel like you have to do that to try and maintain the relationship. And if you're an older couple, you know, if you're older / more experienced, you just don't do that as much. Because it's overbearing, and it's a little strong. Anyway, that's my my TED Talk on relationship. My perspective on that, so... Greetings, Shroud, and welcome to my humble laboratory. Oh, I almost said laboratory. Come on, go with laboratory. My humble laboratory. I am sure Nimjiji has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I am Claudian, leader of this little research collective. I must admit, I have been nervous about this meeting ever since Nimjiji set out to find you. For a researcher in my field, there is no greater an honor than to meet the first man in history to traverse the ethereal sea and return to tell the tale. The professor speaks often and at length of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements on his own name. He has peered deeper into the ethereal sea than any other in Charlian, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. Peerless, perhaps, but for a single man, we must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from him, and perhaps crack this conundrum that has stumped the three of us for moons. It was we who peered into the fathomless sea from the antitower in the Dravanian hinterlands. There we spoke with Heidelin, and learned of the fate that would befall this star, the final days. Soon thereafter, all research was moved to Labyrinthos, and through the antioscope we continue our vigil. As impressive a work as the device is, however, it can glimpse but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. Not long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during a routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if propelled to the surface by some unknown force. We found it possessed an ethereal density that exceeds that of a normal crystal, but borders of magnitude, and its shape resembles nothing which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was very nearly forgotten amidst a sudden upheaval. But thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us, and we are free to resume our research. Thus did we decide to seek you out, the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and behold its innermost secrets. And now we would have you see for yourself. Here is the crystal in question. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. No, that looks familiar, alright. Hey look, it's the thing that Blizzard stole. Oh, too soon? Gonna know myself. Memory abides within this crystal. I know of someone who bears a similar crystal. First one. Convocation Crystal, indeed. As I thought. You do know what this is. Please, tell me everything. Time to overshare with the researchers. Kairos Fate Weaver, welcome to the stream. How are you, my friend? I see. The Ascians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. It was plain that this crystal was special, somehow, but this revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have appeared throughout the ages. Memories of martial techniques manifested as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or storied stones passed from master to student. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? Ascian memories, windows through which we can gaze upon the Convocation of 14. Unlike the crystalline shard's story, this one does not bear the mark of the Convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? More importantly still, why was it set adrift in the ethereal sea? I mumbled to myself as well. Professor! Professor Claudian! Huh? Yes? I'm well aware that the contemplation is the key to breakthrough, but there is propriety to consider. We have a guest, and you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? What? Oh, yes, of course. Our guest. Terribly sorry. I do so easily find myself unmoored by the tides of rumination. Yeah, fine. He's a scientist. That's what they do. Perhaps a more engaging use of your time with us would be for you to take up that crystal. If indeed there are memories stored within, they may reveal themselves to you upon contact. If anyone, message, come, Pandemonium, please. Faces, grave threat, star, in danger. That expression does not bode well. What did you see? Pandemonium. 'Tis not a word I have heard before. Wait, really? I've heard that word at least a dozen times. Although the A and E there is kind of weird. Perhaps it's not pronounced Pandemonium. If my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me well, it means all demons. Not a name that conspires optimism, all things considered. In the event that another star-shattering cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memory to hand. Nemjiji Ruzano, I entrust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them! As for you, Shroud, there is a person I would have you seek, the one who has delivered so dire a warning.
Your story tells us that this crystal could very well have been made by one of the ancients. If that is the case, then discerning the nature of this pandemonium would require a trip far into the past, to an era before the Sundering.
I know where we're going.
I know of only one individual capable of such a feat, the very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom. I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beggar belief, and their veracity has been a subject of much debate among my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that every incredible exploit is fact. So I ask you now, return to the past, find out what and where Pandemonium is, and if we need to be concerned by this message. Thank you for the time being. Thank you. For the time being, you should keep the crystal in your possession. I do not think you have seen the last of its memories, and more may be drawn out as you approach their source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings.
Yes, my good man. I will see you soon enough. I have the same kind of beard as you, and are wearing the same colored flannel.
Neato.
We're twinsies today. Alright, to Novarant. And the Crystarium! Oh, I'm doing good too. I'm happy to hear you're doing good as well, Kairos. Tis truly a blessing upon mine heart. La da di da. It feels good to be back in the Crystarium a little bit. Still love the look of the tower. So many great memories throughout all these expansions, let me tell you. We're on the same boat right now? What, nostalgia? Lahi. Still a song I can't listen to for long periods, but it's very atmospheric for a time, but if I listen to it for longer than like 30 minutes, it makes me like my eye twinge. Transport me to the past. Oh, nice. Yeah, I got a Warhammer tournament. You weren't here earlier when I mentioned it, but I got one coming up the 27th, so at the same game shop as the last one, so. Unfortunately, I have to play Orcs again because it's such short notice for me to paint an entire another army.
If receives this message. Come, Pandemonium, quickly.
Majestic as fuck! Orcs are fun. They are fun. They are fun. And this will be good practice for them. Oh, hello. I do want to try out other armies, though. I was hoping to play Tyranids, but there ain't no... I got plenty of Tyranids to make an army, but... the painting process for another Horde army, hell no. Ugh. Oh, what are we learning to? Oh, pretty boy. How are you? Wait. Could it be? Well, wait, I don't think we've run into this person. Initially, I was reminded of Heidelin for a second there.
Obviously, it's a boy, and clearly different haircut, but I was... For like a brief moment, I was reminded. Could it be? No, of course not. Apologies, but for the briefest moment I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. He told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so literal. Journey to the ocular and approach the portal. That we have. This guy's from the end of Endwalker. That might be what I'm thinking of, but I don't know, I was thinking we, like, met the character before, but... No, I guess he's just from that flash from the end of the credits. Nah. Themi. Here. I'm gonna go with Themis, or Themi. No, we'll go with Themi. Because it sounds better. Apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Themi. As you can see by my bare face, I am not one of Elpis's observers. Rather, I am come here on an assignment, which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. You certainly do know how to make an entrance. I must wonder what brought you here. But it's plain that you do not belong here, or any place I know, for that matter. I'm a Zem's familiar. I'm also here on an assignment. We'll go with a Zem's familiar. It appears my initial impression was not so preposterous after all. I did not know my friend had such a unique familiar at his disposal. If you are here at Azem's behest, then I believe I can hazard a guess as to your purpose. You are here to investigate Pandemonium, yes? Indeed I am. If so, we may be able to help one another. But first, might I trouble you to explain how you come to collide with my skull? Aim. I see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand, this is an uncommon occurrence. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very much like to take a look at this crystal of yours. Fascinating. Well, I cannot say much as to what it contains. It is clear that there are memories stirring within. Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandemonium. The facility extends beneath Elpis, and is overseen by the Words of La Habrea. It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects, and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded, and under constant surveillance. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of its surrounding ether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandemonium ceased. I am here as representative of an organization that works directly with the Convocation, and have been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next?
Very well.
Present. Laha bread. Let's see. Go critical. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment. Equipment by speaking with Mileni, in Aporia or Jol in Razatan. Fucking names, man. Alright. Where familiars dare. Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey to Pandemonium together. Our destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement would work to our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I would be loath to part ways from a falling star that I had been waiting so long for. Originally, I had planned to conduct my investigation with the friend I mentioned earlier. He had also noticed the anomaly near Pandemonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate together. However, he eventually decided that it would be unwise for us both to go. If two members of our organization were seen poking our heads about restricted facilities, it could raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but he left me with these words: "Fear not, for in my absence the star shall fall before you." While I could not comprehend his meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. He does have a way of being right about these things. Even so, his hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say, I am grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of Laha Brea for entry into Pandemonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at... I'm gonna fuck this up. Anagnorosis. Anagnorosis. I think I said that correctly. If not, fuck it.
Fuck it, I attempted to say it correctly. If I did not, fuck it. Argos, you beautiful little boy.
Still, the major fucking reveals we had throughout the end of Endwalker were crazy. Like, why did Argos come up to us and trust us so readily? Oh, it's because we earned his trust before. All the reveals with Kairos and how that affected the memories, and the sheer mindfuckery of Endwalker was nuts. Ugh. It's definitely gonna go down in my book, like, hands down go down in my book as one of the best video game stories I've ever experienced. It's been amazing. Yeah, Den feels. No fucking kidding, man. Like, they were nuts. That's what that's why I especially feel bad I pushed myself to do 1 Giga stream to end it all. Because there was so many points I did want to have, like, these little soliloquies. And unfortunately, the one time I would have been able to do, like, a long monologue about my feelings about the whole thing, I unfortunately wrapped it up because I was just too tired. I'd played for over, I want to say, what was it, 13? 14 hours straight? No, because we did a full 8-hour stream, I think, and then we did another 6. Did we? I don't know. Let me double check. I don't know. These days I can't fucking remember. Really? It's been months since we fucking time flies, man. It's been 2 months. Bro. No, 16 hours. Yeah, I streamed that 16 hours straight. God damn. Why did I do that to myself? That's just ridiculous. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I should have definitely split into 2 streams. That way I would have had enough energy to, give my thoughts. But I was in such a hurry to rush. Which, by the way, I wasn't rushing in the sense of, like, I was pushing past things fast, I was skipping anything. No, I was doing everything at the pace I would have. It's just, the one thing I did cut out to make time to get through it effectively was me talking about it. Me, like, explaining my thoughts, giving predictions at certain points, really espousing on everything I was thinking as we went along. I didn't do enough of that, which is the only thing I regret from that stream. Otherwise, I'm so proud I did a 16-hour run, and I'm still happy I finished, and by God, by the end of it, I was emotionally ripped to shreds. Damn. 2022 is already 20% done. And yeah, you're right. Alright, here we go. What a fascinating etheric signature. In accordance with the Convocation's request, the two of you have been granted leave to observe Pandemonium. I shall register your ether for the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandemonium as you please. Now, that was a painless process. I take this as a sign that we are meant to conduct our investigations together. Of course, while you have been permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. You are to heed the warden's instructions at all times. Oh, warders. Okay, I said warden. Those who conduct their work within Pandemonium are called warders, for their role with respect to the creatures within. Generally, creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Habrea has deemed certain such creatures as worthy of further study, interring them within the facility. Those who spend their days in Pandemonium are not merely researchers, they must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip through their shackles. For all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Or a raid. Anyway. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandemonium is a frightful place. I know not the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of action from here, or from there. Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss as of late. The warders have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in aether have been observed, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted if they were anything worth worrying about. I see. It appears La Habrea is kept well abreast of the goings-on here, then. I hope I am not overstepping my boundaries by asking, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him? We've met. We've met a couple of times. Minor combos. One could say they're very one-sided conversations. That a mere familiar would have had the honor to meet Master La Habrea. He is not known to easily afford others his time, so you must be extraordinary indeed to be granted even a moment of it. Regardless, while I doubt I need to tell you this, he is of the Convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. And with that, we are free to make our way into Pandemonium. The naos that will take us there is on the eastern bank of Lethe. Let us delay no further. Aye aye. Tally-ho. So, La Habrea is keeping very close watch on Pandemonium. And if I recall correctly, No, because that monster ended up being killed. No. We were first explained the attitude of the Ascians and stuff by killing monsters and creatures and species that they had invented because they were too hostile and stuff. We saw that before last time we were here. It is kind of interesting that they would have some that are that dangerous, yet they still kept them around for further study. And knowing what we know about La Habrea, of course, I probably shouldn't make too many judgments about what this La Habrea is thinking, because the one we encountered was after the fall and after like everything went to shit for the Ascians. So I don't know, but inherently when I think La Habrea, I think bad. Like, I think something fishy's going on. And there probably is, but I don't know. Like, I'm trying also to keep in mind that this is before the fall. This is before the Ascians became what we knew them to be in our time. So maybe there's more of a pure reason for what he's doing, and maybe it's just misguided, as opposed to plotting and scheming. I don't know. We'll have to get more context details before I could make a call like that. Anyway. There is also the big question, though, if these are creatures that are so dangerous that they would normally be designated for termination, what's the point of studying them? Because you're studying a creature that you yourself have deemed too dangerous to exist, so why study them? Like, their destructive power, perhaps how their general attitude and behaviors, but these are all aspects that you controlled and allowed to manifest after its creation. So at best you're kind of just studying your own failures. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what they're studying. Is what went wrong, what attitudes or what personality traits that they added that they shouldn't have. Had to better combat them, maybe. But again, they created them. So if you have the power to create something. Oh, no. I almost said something that technically isn't true. Just because you created it doesn't mean you inherently have more power than it. So perhaps that's also it. It's a combination of studying their failures and what went wrong with the experiment, and also studying, you know, the dangers and traits that manifested that perhaps if you make the same mistake in the future, you can combat it better, or better have a counter to it. I think both could be true. At the end of it, it comes down to basically studying the failures. The reasons are just there's probably a multitude of them. But that's like my best prediction of why they study them is A, to study what went wrong and to avoid it in the future, and if they can't avoid it in the future, counter it perhaps by learning how to circumvent the dangerous aspects of the creature's personality / behaviors and abilities. That's like my best guess. That's like the non-nefarious guess, though. If this is supposed to be some kind of evil scheme by La Habrea, which I don't think so. Again, we've already established that the Ascians / Amoratines weren't like, none of them were evil. Everything they did was kind of like at a morally devoid kind of attitude. Like, everything was more of a logical behavior. I don't know. I'm not gonna make a prediction on like a more nefarious front because I think that's unlikely. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If I get more ammunition to formulate that La Habrea was up to something back in the day with Pandemonium, maybe we can run with that a little bit. But right now it's just speculation, pure speculation, with minimal info. I had to contain my surprise for the sake of appearances, but is it true that you too have met La Habrea in the flesh? I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets will make our journey all the more intriguing. We shall come to know each other in time. I wager. Or else, why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this will be my first time beholding the fabled Pandemonium with my own eyes. Here's to new adventure, eh?
To Pandemonium! Away!
Instant transmission style. What an ominous looking place. It is much as I feared. This looks like a good zone to come to. Not zone, but a good location to come to for Halloween. Like, I immediately got, like, Halloween vibes with that. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that for a moment I thought the ethereal irregularity not nearly so grave a portent as I had imagined. Alas, 'twas a fleeing and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry. No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable. Menacingly swaying.
Send back when Madeo. Welcome to the stream. Hey, it looks like I'm in time for entering Pandemonium.
Yes, we just entered. Even the finest of masterworks are not without its flaws, however. Someone or something is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out. Fear not, there is no immediate danger. I reinforced what protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory, though the road ahead of us is yet long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. The silence in the air bespeaks. Why did I say bespeaks? Air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out, wherever they may be. However, there is something you must know. The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we are forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Should I lose focus, Pandemonium's protections will rapidly crumble before the force assailing them. Yeah. Were there another way, I would gladly choose it, but let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. If we should fail to find a peaceable solution, then I hope I can rely on your strength to see us through.
Sure thing.
Yeah, my promise, this request doesn't come as a surprise, but to be honest,
It doesn't, but I'm not gonna be begrudging.
you can count on me. I'll got this.
It looks awesome?
It does. Thank you for offering your help so willingly. If weapons are drawn, I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support. Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had it in mind to use your aether as basis for I almost said illusionary, but it's illusory allies that will fight at your side. Perhaps 7 shall do. Hey, there's the raid. Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless.
So that's like the lore explanation for how everyone's helping us out, right?
Then so shall it be. Now, what I wonder awaits us in Pandemonium's pitiless halls. That does look epic. This is definitely something like to come back to for like a Halloween thing. Weekly reward limits. You can need or agree. Okay. Completing an objective and duties requiring an alliance. Treasure all coffers. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so just reward eligibility is reset every Tuesday at 4 a.m. Earth time. Duty reward restrictions are listed under duty. Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, that's just like the grind limits, which are kind of annoying, but whatever. Use the duty finder to enter Fostelos, the first circle. All right, real quick. I'm gonna. How many fights are in the first tier that's out for Pandemonium? Four? I don't know why my nose gets stuffy randomly. I swear, whenever I stream, like all of a sudden my nose is like, time to get stuffed. Alright, yeah. Alright, so 4 fights. We got 4 to go. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to get through all of them in the next 3-ish hours. Fuck. Item level supposed to be 565. You are at 550. Get the fuck out. No. Damn it. Alright. So, I gotta get... Yeah, what do I need? 65? Alright, let's go see if we can get better gear at the marketplace. Fingers crossed we can. If not, we might have to figure this out. But how do I get back here? Yeah, because... I want to make sure we can get back here before I bail. I'm assuming we can. Alright. So they're kind of doing it like the Eden raids fights. So each bracket is like for 3 or 4 quests. Obviously these ones are 4, but can't remember if Eden was 3 fights then break, then 3 fights then break. I think it was. All right, real quick, let's go to the market board and pick up some shit. I don't have a lot of gil. I only got 2 million, so. Hopefully that'll be enough to get what we need. Alright, earrings. Necklaces. Alright, so that brought us up to 568, so we're good to do the raid. That's all my side stuff to 90. I don't know, maybe do I want to invest in the main gear as well, or nope. Yeah, I might want to invest in just to give myself the best gear possible for what we're going into. Cause I can glamour what I'm wearing over, which I probably do, because what I'm wearing looks better. It's always hard to see which symbol is mine. There's.
Zuri Baki, welcome to the stream. I think the price dropped since the prog would be over in most part.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I just want to go in with the best possible gear for the raid. So, screw it. I want to hold people back because I just got slightly shittier gear. No. They are pretty cheap, despite being max level gear, so kind of surprises me a little bit. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. Why is it the feet are the most expensive thing? Boom. Alright. Let me just get a good look at my character before I decide definitively. Wait, did that glow? Oh, shit. And it's a good looking scythe, too. Hmm. Tempted. I am very tempted.
Seven has it, yeah.
That does remind me, I gotta spend some time at some point. I gotta spend some time at some point grinding out not only more gil, but I also need to grind out my crafting and gatherers. My goal for endgame, like for me personally, my true endgame is economic domination. I want to be rich with gil. So I need to be an omni-crafter to really maximize my profits. I don't know, so should I go into the raid looking like this, or should I glamour over? Because I do kind of like it now that I see the full set. I do kind of like it. But I don't know. Should I go in with this? This. Do I think it's better than the gear we were wearing? It could just be that I've been wearing the Reaper gear for the 89 Reaper gear so long that I've gotten used to it, and I just like the new look I'm wearing right now. But I think this kind of looks a little bit better. I don't know. Oh, what y'all think? What y'all think? Go with the. Should I glam over the class gear for the Reaper, or? Think I should go with that? Okay. I like this quite a bit. It's a nice change of pace from the other gear I was wearing. So yeah, I'll go with this. I'll go with this. I won't glamour it over. I think it looks pretty cool. I might change my mind, but I do like it. Alright, so just double checking we got the best gear equipped. Reassigning one more time just to be paranoid, because I always forget. Alright. Alright, now let's head back. fresh breeze. Yes. Either fine, make a glamour plate if you want the gear that you've used. I will later. It'll be fine. It'll be fine for now. But I do like this. It's kind of got a Greek vibe to it a little bit with the sandals and the Hermes-esque little sandals there. Looks a little weird on a Reaper, but I can kind of work with it. I can work with it. Alright, now let's get this raid underway. Fingers crossed we can get through the whole thing in the next couple hours. I don't want to rush. I do want to take in everything properly, but I do hope that we can fit it all in the next couple hours. I think we can, but it does depend very majorly on like the in-between each fight dialogue. Enter Pandemonium. Alright. Time to enter the first circle. Alright, so actually real quick before we start this might help me determine if we have enough time. Is each one like a single boss fight, or is this like full raids, like there's trash mobs to weed through and then get through, right? Single boss. Okay. Okay. No, yeah, we got plenty of time. Some of the queues aren't a bitch. It says less than 5 minutes. Like Eden. Okay. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Before I queue up, actually. Anyone want to join me? Anyone want to hop in who's available? If not, that's cool. Just throw out a quick N or no in the chat to let me know you're not available for it. And yeah. Make sure to open up my Discord just in case someone DMs me something for while I work on this. Though the difficulty of the bosses can make them tricky. Yeah, it's just a matter of learning the patterns and learning the mechanics. I'm sure I'll die the first attempt on quite a few of them, but at least with the gear we've just picked up, it won't be because I'm under-geared. Hopefully. Transfer to light data center? I'm afraid I don't think we can do that yet. V3 in particular is quite tricky? Okay. Alright, so I think based on that, let's queue up. Up. Osfadelos. The first circle. Welcome to Pandemonium. Very ominous. I feel like the music in the background should be spooky, scary skeleton, a spooky, scary skeleton sends shivers down your spine. Pretty easy to pick up. Alright. And because you said that, I'm gonna die. Multiple times. You've jinxed me. You proud of yourself? That is a track record I've experienced. So people are like, that boss is easy. I die. A lot. Yes, easy. Actually, it has been a hot minute since I played Reaper, so let me just... slice. Turn slice. And soul slice. Then we got our second tier whip scans. We got Enshroud. Plentiful Harvest. Arcane Crest. Okay, I'm just double checking I got all my stuff where I remember it. Gotta make sure my muscle memory ain't gonna fuck me up here. Thumbs up. Alright. Gotta love DPS queues. They're long. Back in the day when the data centers were not connected as they are now, my friend waited a Dungeon Trial Alliance raid for I'm assuming that's 1.5 because that's a comma. Well, 1.5 hours, so 1.5 hours. Nowadays, that kind of wait time our kind of history. I mean, the longest I've ever waited in a queue, and this was weird because I was a tank. I was waiting as a Dark Knight for a queue for like, I want to say 2 hours almost. Yeah, that's when I was grinding Dark Knight up through the levels, and I got stuck at one particular dungeon for 2 hours, and I have no idea what the fuck was going on. It was in the afternoon too, so you thought it'd be pretty active, but it was weird. I don't know if there was some kind of connectivity issue, and then it was just telling me it wasn't connecting with any fights, or I don't know, but it was weird. But other than that, like one anomaly, my longest wait was definitely during the Invalus raids. I think it was a half-hour wait. I think we were waiting for our queue to pop. Yeah, that's the longest. I'll save them. I must. Oh. This appears to be one of the warders we seek. But I'm afraid he is in no state to answer questions. Fuck, couldn't finish your name.
Let the battle commence!
Alrighty. We got some heavy hitters in the room, lads. Let's get it on. Thonius, fuck. Alright, let's see how much is gonna fuck me up. This will be interesting. Alright, let's do 2 stacks of my dot. Get everybody's damage up and start slashing away! I'm a little rusty with Reaper, so oh shit. You hear the little Lalafell character going, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's a Lalafell anyway. Okay. Crap. Wait, what do we do here? Shit. Oh, okay, I think I see how this works. Yeah, well, whatever element you get nailed with next, you then go to the opposite element. Right? Yeah, looks like that was the right call. Okay, good. am the Reaper Man. Come for my vengeance. What the fuck? Took that? I hate when I do that. Oh shit. Oh shit. Thank you. Wait, why am I getting targeted? Come on, man. What did I do to you? Alright, I need icicle. Oh crap, I need fire. Come on, go down, you big fat fuck. Ah, shit. That didn't finish him off. I was hoping that would finish him. Okay, there we go. Damn, I was hoping that limit break would kill him. I didn't die, though. I impressed myself on that one. I'll pat myself on the back on that one. I didn't die. I was like, okay, shit. I'm going into this fight blind, and I'm rusty, so it's gonna go badly. No, I survived. I'm impressed with myself. There was a couple close calls, though. Usually when I go blind in these kinds of fights, I die. Good news, Symbiaquin, you didn't jinx me. Green. Okay.
Player commendation. Always got to give it to the healers. Pass. 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 There we go. Boom. Wrapping it up. There we go. The naming theme here is all from Greek mythology. Good. That also explains the aesthetic. So I suppose that means we're in Tartarus. You almost died, but a healer rescued you, I think. No. I think I know what you're talking about when the mechanic was about to hit me. No. They rescued me out of there after I, well, I think I did almost die, but from that mechanic, no. But from the following mechanic, because I walked into a spot that was going to get me, that they did. But not the one that was targeting me. If that's what you mean. If you mean the following mechanic that was coming up after that wave hit me, because I just barely dodged that, but I almost got hit by the secondary mechanic after it, which I think would have killed me.
That was a thrilling display. And if I may be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your ether fought even more splendidly than I had anticipated. I suppose they were cut from excellent cloth, after all. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder, and I would be very curious to know what drove him attack a sight unseen.
My character's glorious thighs are showing. I do not skip leg day.
Shroud, he stirs. What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with the storm of your desperation, anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves. I think I'm gonna butcher this, but Erechthonios, a warder of Osphodelos, Pandemonium's highest layer, and the place we're in now. One must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandemonium? The creations interred within Asphodelos have been set free, and stalk its halls to no end but violence. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never! Each level of Pandemonium is under the charge of a keyword. Keyword who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They are selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master Lahabrea is absolute. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within it is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury. Then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind. Perhaps the selfsame ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever had taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. That you've come here for the surface must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray tell. Horus. Stream cut for just a brief second there.
Alright, have a good one, 792. Thank you for joining Way You Could, man. Have a great evening.
Horror among horrors. So Pandemonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual or individuals that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little. However, if we cannot ascertain their identity... Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measures would they take? Doubtless, they would consider this place to be a lost cause. Pandemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. As I thought. Were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of the Habreo would never risk that. Despite what value the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. You would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. And so I must do the same. Themis, I know the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please, say not a word of this to the Convocation until I have been given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, Erechthonios, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be considered assigning yourself to an earthly death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to return back ere we've made an exhaustive survey. So for the time being, there is slightly more than resolve to rely upon. Wink wink, nudge nudge. I knew you would be all too eager to join us, because the plot says so. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend. Which goes some way toward encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. So you agreed to help? For the moment, our goals align. The protective magics of Pandemonium yet hold. So for the moment, time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and Shroud have set us upon. Themis and Shroud, yes? Thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandemonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of 2. Now, let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates, in case any have followed you out.
Yay! Alright, so we did that. Alright, so... oh, damn. I thought we were going to have like 2 more fights there. Nope, apparently moving on to an entirely different location for the next one. Alright, so before we do that, we're going to run to the bathroom real quick. Going to run to the loo.
And then I shall return for the next fight. Yeah, I'm assuming that this is going to lead to the next fight. Inevitably it is going to, but for certain. Right here. Good luck on the fights. Oh, you gotta head out, Senbakuin? Alright. Thank you for joining what you could. Have an amazing day. Right, Ericthonius. Tartaros. Not a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstood, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Naturally. Although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor, our untold hours of study, go to waste. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. Smile? I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. Ah, so you have met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandemonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of this facility. That is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of Chief Keyward. Her name was Athena. Okay, that's on the nose. That's on the nose right there. Athena, really? Okay. And she was a researcher with the words, "'Twas she who appointed me to this position, in fact." I see. I did not know there was a Chief Keyword before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to the words, then. You wish also to preserve the work for your mentor? You've the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about it. However, if a mere warder cannot wield it. Wait, what? However. I'm a mere warder. Okay. Yeah. Punctuation. I'm a mere warder and cannot wield internment magics. But of course, I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Interment is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the keyword of each tier is permitted to use interment. I keep wanting to say internment for some reason. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell of any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. Lahabre himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, interment freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills. Indeed. While the illusory beings you summoned in our fight suggest as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of interment, and I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws. That would be needed to cast said spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of interment and its inner workings, perhaps... Maybe I should say perhaps. We have a warder standing in front of you. Leave the fighting to me. You two can figure out the rest. I meant to click that, but I accidentally moved my mouse up too high. Well, the solution is obvious when you put it like that. Erechthonios, you implied that what prevented you from performing interment was lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I can't say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing being done. I believe it may be our best recourse. That is, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep, and we would have to start over. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spells cast so many times that their motions have been burned into my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well. Let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test our we can test out our methods on one of the escaped creatures, though I suppose there is the matter of finding one. It would be foolish to rush in blindly unless we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I would prefer to engage a single creature that Shroud could dispatch on his own if the spell were to go awry. I agree. And I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed within Asphodelos are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Then that shall be our first target, or perhaps subject is the better term. Before we commence with the internment magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task? Yep. As dependable as ever. Once you have given it a thorough trancing, we shall bind this hippocampus with the keyword's magic. Until then, my illusions shall fight by your side. Welcome back, horse! The hippocampus will be alone, but it's a daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it and will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Fight number 2 unlocked. As for Delos, the second circle now accessible. Fantastic! Alright. Hopefully we can get through this one fairly quickly.
The fight, I mean. And the queue. The queue and the fight. Have I seen Cobra Kai Season 4? No, I haven't caught up. I'm still at Season 3? Yeah, I think I'm at Season 3. It is a very good show, though. Let me tell you. Got a bunch of notifications on Discord. I get them randomly. What did Mark Wood say? Mark Wood was a bot. So, nothing. YouTube's been having a bot issue for a while. On all of my streams, I get at least 2 to 3 of them that pop in intermittently. I make it a habit of banning those accounts the moment they pop in. Alright, the raid needs 1 more tank and 1 more DPS. Come on! Come on there! Give me my DPS and give me my tank. I won't kill something. Why do I get so many bots? Same as everybody. I don't think I get more than anybody else, so... There's no answer to that question. The world unsundered. Asphodelos, the second circle. Alrighty. Fight number 2. So is it like a water dragon? What are we looking at here? Ooh, okay. Alrighty. Mythic creation, the hippocampus. Creatively designed creature. God damn. Oh shit. Yeah, I know I didn't escape that in time.
Oh shit.
This one's got interesting mechanics so far.
Ah! Shit.
I gotta learn the indicators for those ones. Thank God we already got his health half down. Keep forgetting to put my dot back on him. That's my bad. Oh, fuck. Not gonna lie, I'm not doing amazing on this one. I do like the mechanics on this one though. They're very interesting. Someone dropped the nuke on him. I would have waited till his health was lower, but that's me. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
I am doing terrible in this one.
Alright, so that's the second, or that's the second time I died. Second time I died in this one. Come on, die already. Almost dead, almost dead. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Die, 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 die. Yes! Got it. Welcome back, Back Windman. Oh! That was a quick break. Say Crawford, how are you? There's a lot to keep track on this one? Yes, it was quite a bit to try. You want to be away from both the red and yellow arrows in the attack, because red head attack, yellow is body attack, which can be tricky to judge. I mean, we made it through. I died twice though, so. I'm sure if I do that one a couple more times, I'll get the hang of it. But yeah, for a dry run, that could have gone worse. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to roll need. Alright. Moving on out. Moving on out. You were gonna sleep, but you changed your mind? Oh, okay. You sure? And if you were thinking about sleeping, bet you want to get some rest? I knew that you were no mercenary, but to make such clean work of the hippocampus, seasoned fighters scarcely have occasion to visit Pandemonium, let alone display their skills. Mastery takes all forms indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection. It's no small part thanks to you two. Themis's power was more than enough to complete the internment.
Spellcasting was never my strong suit, but that almost made me feel like a proper magos. Truly? Having seen your abilities firsthand in your fight with Shroud, I beg to disagree. Shackles is the one exception, and 'tis only because I have been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it seems luck is on my side, to guide me to you. We may prove the impossible possible, after all. Alrighty. Throw a critical hit. Red is half room. There's his line across the body. Okay. Let's see. Direct hit rate, critical hit. With this one, we'll probably go for direct hit when we earn it. Alright, let's go. Come on now. While our successes in sealing away the hippocampus is certainly heartening, the fact that we have yet to see any other warders concerns me. The keyword of Osfadelos is nothing if not cautious. Doubtless he has gathered what warders he could and retreated to a safe area. Let us hope so. It occurs to me that I know little of the keywords besides their magical prowess. Is there aught more you can share? Of course. A man named Hesperos is in charge of Osfadelos. Not only does he have thorough knowledge of the creatures here, but he takes great pains to be a mentor to each of the warders under his charge. He has done much to ensure that I flourished here, in spite of my ineptitude at magic, and I've always known him to be a sort of man who faces difficult decisions with unwavering composure. Furthermore, keywords are not only masters of intimate, they can also bend the hallways of Pandemonium to their will with creation magics. With all this in mind, I am certain that as long as Hesperos guides them, the other warders are safe. The next two? I can see why absolute control over the environs is imperative. Had we faced the hippocampus upon arid sands instead of the waterways, I suspect the battle would have ended much more quickly. In any case, if this Hesperos is as capable and caring as you say, we would do well to seek him out as soon as we can. He has like as not taken your colleagues to a secure location. Or he's the one who instigated all this shit. Just saying. I got villain vibes off of that shot. The safest place would be the innermost circle of Asphodelos. From there, they could flee to Abyssos, if hard-pressed. Even should they have sought safe haven within this other circles, if we make for the fourth, we ought to encounter them on the way. Indeed, we shall gain a comprehensive understanding of the situation within Asphodelos, which will be essential in determining whether we ought to continue down to Abyssos. The rub, of course, is that I myself possess no power to bend the circles to my will. Instead, we must proceed through the central corridor, which was barred by the Phoenix. Lest I checked. Phoenix. I've heard the name before. A fiery bird. Oh, it's supposed to be Phoenix. Okay. With life eternal. Beyond unquenchable brilliance, the perfected concept boasts nigh boundless restorative powers, if I recall. Truly an exemplary feat of creation magics. Perfection is ever built on the back of failure, however, and La Habrea suffered countless missteps during his experiments. And he was hardly the only one. The Phoenix will be but one of many attempts to concept gone awry. Rubinon, what's that? Kissy face. Is it fine to share your live stream on Twitter and tag you? Yeah, perfectly fine. In fact, I encourage it. Go on ahead. I always forget to share my content on my Twitter. Mainly because I'm rarely on there, but whatever. Turn the world to ash. Thus was it confined within Pandemonium. Development of the concept continued elsewhere, but as the moons turned, more and more researchers abandoned the project as an impossibility, save for La Habrea and his words. When I received word that at long last La Habrea had succeeded where so many others had failed, I was nearly overcome. Pray tell, how did the warders of Pandemonium celebrate their master's accomplishment? I don't believe we did. The research of the wards of La Habrea has little consequence to our work here, save for those rare times it charges us with a new specimen. Truth be told, I don't remember anyone making note of the occasion. But enough reminiscing. We must make ready to confront the Phoenix. While it's possible that it flew off to some other wing of Pandemonium, we would make the assumption at our own peril. Better to assume that we'll need to bring Asphodelos' most unruly subject to heel. I certainly see no reason to delay. The Phoenix's power over flame will avail it far less in a barren corridor than elsewhere, so it may well serve as to subdue it sooner rather than later. It's whistling. Oh, okay. I believe that's supposed to be Kissy Face, actually. It would have a musical note next to it if it was supposed to be whistling. Here we go. Next boss is a Phoenix. Or not. Or yes. What? Called it though. He's a villain. Nit! What? Bad. It seems whoever is behind this can alter the space around us at will. We face an uphill battle. Who did Eric there point out to us that was capable of such a feat? Oh yes, the key ward! Okay. Impossible. If those were creation magics at work, then that means... Let us confront that reality after we have conquered the enemy in front of us. Every drop of our focus shall be required if we are to inter the Phoenix. Battle number 3. Asphodelos, the third circle, now accessible. Huzzah! Alright, time to kill a suburb. Burb killing time. Then we have one fight after this, and that's it for the... Because the second tier is not out yet, right? Because that was supposed to come out with 9.1, correct? So... Okay, so that means we'll be caught up shortly. Yeah, looking at the clock, yeah, I think we can definitely make it through all of what's available for the Pandemonium raids.
Metalix, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Oh, this will be interesting. Yes, it's been interesting. It's clear that this evil, hellish place has been taken over by its keyword. What motivates his cruelty? His unwavering determination to put every one of his co-workers and compatriot researchers in harm's way. Who we shall see? Considering that every villain has been, like, into some kind of really strong moral gray, with the exception of... Pretty much the only exception being, the only exception being... Xenos. I don't know why my brain was like... The only exception being Xenos. He's been the only, like, kind of straightforward evil we've come across. That's just because he's a psychopath. Interesting, I mean, oh god, we're all going to die. Oh, joy! Well, the first boss I didn't die to, the second boss I died twice to, so... If the trend continues, I'll either die 4 times, or it's... Because I think it'll double up every time, so... Fingers crossed I don't, but we'll see. .1 is the first 24 man of Endwalker. Oh, okay. Oh, so we don't get the next part of this until 6.2. Damn. Well, okay then. Regardless. There it is. Commence. Let's kill us a bab. Bab killing time. Tally ho. Full party. Hell yeah. The world unsundered. Asphodelos the third circle. I summon thee! Everyone's got the drip going on, let me tell you. Mythic creation, the Phoenix. Firebird. Alright. So, a 3-headed, double-road winged Firebird. I can dig it. Oh wow, we're really starting off. Alright, give everybody a buff. Shit. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna die a couple times on this one. That's what happens when you go in blind on a boss. Yeah, I'm just gonna try my best to follow where the group goes. Bitch! Come on. Oh, fuck. Ah! Shit! No! No! Fuck, no! That scared me. I thought I was about to die. Like, no, I'm getting stuck between a rock and a hard place. This one's got a lot of different mechanics. Crap. Clicked that again. Got one death. I got one death in it. I only died once, so I actually did better than the last boss. That was a lot of different mechanics, though. I think it had like 5 different stages of mechanics there, if I didn't miscount. Because it had the cross, it had the round the wave explosions, it had everybody getting the debuff bomb on them. Then it had the fire wave, which then later also evolved to also having a firebomb on everybody. No, I think it had like closer to 6 or 7 different types, different waves of mechanics. That was a bit nutty. It was a bit nutty. I was surprised I only died once when I review that in my head. That was not bad for a dry run. That was not bad for a dry run. Here, credit to the healers though. That was an interesting one. Gotta pass on the rest of them. Oh. There we are. Alright, good one, everybody. Good one. Pat to the back. If I could give everybody a thumbs up on that one, I would. With that, the Phoenix is shackled once more. However, there is yet the matter of this arena. As you've told us, there is but one person in Asphodelos with the ability and authority to wield such magics. Though fortunately, it appears he has saved us the trouble of finding him. Oh, is he gonna pull up? A contemptible display, as befits an inferior specimen. Actually, should I do that voice for him? What's a good voice for this guy? Even so, I expected it would at least delay your advance. Imagine my surprise when I saw the chains of interment drag the Phoenix back to its cage. Either the bird is even more of a failure than its creators cared to admit, or you are no mean trespassers. I had hoped our suspicions were misplaced, but alas. Yeah, he's blown up. Looking like a Count Dracula motherfucker. God damn. Keyword Hesperos. Why? Why have you brought such chaos to our beloved Pandemonium? I mean, it is called Pandemonium. I think he's just keeping it real. Pandemonium. Pitiless, impenetrable, and utterly steadfast. Unlike those charged with its keeping. What has possessed you? I don't understand. Oh yeah, he's full vampire. Okay, so what the fuck? Oh, Araxthonius. Must you pester me with all these inane questions? Think for yourself. Surely you can muster a theory or two with that dim wit of yours. Then again, you have never been one for insight. Why Master La Habrea suffers your mediocrity I shall never understand. Damn. You may look like him, but you're not the Hesperos I know.
Something has warped you, too, from the inside out. The key ward I knew had compassion for all those under his charge, but they clad in robes are shackled in chains. Was that all a farce? Did you hide your contempt for all these years? Those who are content to merely glimpse the water's surface are doomed to be dragged into its depths. You prove my opinion of you with every word. My mind is clearer than it has ever been. Even now, seeing you feebly grasp for answers makes the bile rise in my throat. Such wasted potential. To be son to Master Lahabrea? Oh shit. Yet no more skilled with magic than a newborn babe.
Well, that's a big reveal. Shit. So so Lahabrea was a parent? Yeesh.
But of course, it's always been... Oh, so that's why he gave his opinion earlier. Ah, okay.
Damn. That's interesting.
It's always about Lahabrea. Silence! You are not worthy to utter his name.
He's his dad, though.
For once, be grateful to witness a feat beyond your meager abilities. Beyond your shallow reckoning, I have slipped the surly bonds of mortality. I have become one with our mythic creations, and rid myself of imperfections. I stand upon the threshold of godhood. As a Hemetheos shall I serve Master Lahabrea, ever faithful, unto the end of my days.
Or end of days.
And he shall require no other. I think not.
Or... No! Bro! He hit the barrier so hard he broke the connection. I don't know whether to say that was the worst timed error connection or the best timed. What the fuck? Motherfucker. That time though, I know, right? Like he smashed the barrier. Bro, he smashed that so fucking hard he broke the connection. Can I get back in? That's pretty damn good timing though. That fourth wall break, I don't know. Character site is not probably like. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I gotta close on. Gotta close the game, log back in. Un momento, por favor. Damn it. It was in a really good spot, too. It was in a really good spot. Boom. There we go. There we go. Connecting to data center. A lot of us got kicked? Oh, okay. It wasn't Wi-Fi. I figured it wasn't since the stream didn't cut.
Maybe the servers are having an issue? Huh? Oh, shit. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay. Hold on. Let me try that one more time. This may be more than just a normal crash. What happened, dude? There might be some server issues. Yeah, the game might be having a... It might be. I'm not saying it is. Okay, no. We connected to the data center. To better facilitate the login process, the display of character information has been simplified. Okay. I hope they're not getting DDoSed right now. That would suck. 172. Yeah, everybody got kicked out. Shit. I'm curious what the hell happened. I don't know. I could connect to the data center that time, so at least it's not a... It's not like the whole all the servers are down or something. Seemingly. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Huh. Alright. 97 people in the queue. He saved you by booting him. Yeah, apparently. Horrible time for your Wi-Fi? No, that's the thing. It wasn't my Wi-Fi. The servers are having an issue. It's the host's front, so... Maybe there was some kind of ripple they had? I can't get over the timing. And it was pretty good timing. Or bad, depending on your perspective. Bad from I wanted to see what the rest happened. Great in terms of it fucking bashes the barrier, breaks the barrier, crash. Damn, that's one hell of a little bit of power there, bro. I hit it so hard I crashed the game and the servers. Well, fuck. Alright, we're getting in. Oh, and it played good. Ah, great. That means... Alright, so I won't read any of it until we get to the barrier breaking part. And hopefully it doesn't break again. That'd be hilarious if that happened again, wouldn't it? It's annoying, but it would be hilarious. Alright, let's just move past the dialogue here. Super. What? I like to. Well, that you say that. Now I'm kind of imagining like there's someone at like who's like in the server room with the with like the all the servers for the Crystal Data Center, right? He's got the one labeled Marlboro. Like he's got the guy. There's a guy there who works there who's like eating some Cheetos and watching my stream, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna troll this guy, and he gets his hand on the switch. And he's like waiting, licking the Cheeto dust off his fingers. And then as soon as Elizabeth hits it, he's like, now! Crashes through. It's such a stupid image, but it's great. Someone at Square Enix has got it out for me. Or is trolling me. That'd be great. Anyway. Alright, let's get to the barrier breaking. Taking the cord and plugging it back in. Alright, come on. Let's make it through this dialogue.
Castlevania. That's what his aesthetic reminds me of right now. Alright, we're almost back at the part we were at. Hold on. Okay. Alright, here we are. Here we are. Game, don't crash on me again, please. I think not! No, we're good. Are you so blinded by arrogance that you have lost sight of what it means to serve? Erechthonius, I still can't say this name correctly. Erechthonius is more capable than you could ever know. It was thanks to his instruction that I was able to master the art of intimate, both how to wield it and how to break free of it. Shroud, let us quit this place. Whatever poison has corrupted Hesperos' mind, it is plain his power far eclipses our own. We must have time to gather our strength. Ah, the sun! He's a vampire after all. It's one effective deterrent. Weaklings though they may be, it takes a singular aptitude to master intimate so quickly, to say nothing of how swiftly that familiar laid low the Phoenix. Regardless, their noble aims will be their undoing, where they fritter away their strength in calming the beasts of Asphodelos. I continue my work. Even should they survive long enough to reach the heart of my domain, naught shall await them but doom. I eagerly await your arrival, Erechthonius. Even dullards have their uses. Bye, bitch. Would have been funny. Okay. Alright. My darkest suspicions have been realized. We face the key ward of Asphodelos himself. More than that revelation, however, Erechthonius worries me. He loved Hesperos for his compassion, but received naught but scorn for whatever the key ward has become. He is kind of looking off into the distance, so not a good sign. He has said little since our return. I only hope that the shock of recent events does not prove to be a death knell for his resolve. Much as I am loath to disturb Erechthonius as soon after what has just occurred, I'm afraid circumstances do not afford us the luxury of time. Perhaps it will do him well to speak about recent events, concerning both the keyword and his father. Indeed! Yo, Erechthonius, so, you're the son of Lahabrea, you say? He's kind of a bastard, am I right? He clearly needs one. I would definitely give him a hug. It's like, arm around the shoulder, like, I got you, buddy. The creation of the ward which surrounds Pandemonium was an astounding feat of magical prowess. A feat accomplished by none other than Lahabrea. That both my father and I can bind others in chains is perhaps the only thing that we have in common. Ah, so it is true. I am Lahabrea's son. Bereft of his talent for magics or his brilliant mind, but his son nonetheless. Surely this doesn't come entirely as a surprise to you. Nay, I had an inkling when you said you had practiced ethereal shackles since childhood. Assuming you haven't been employed here quite that long, it had to indicate some long-held connection with Lahabrea. 'Twas Lahabrea that taught me how to cast ethereal shackles, but that was it. My further education was overseen by the words of Lahabrea. Words of Lahabrea. More specifically, my mother, who was a researcher there.
You do speak of Athena, Chief Q. Ah!
Okay. Okay. We're seeing the chain links getting locked together here.
Damn! We're getting reveal after reveal after reveal. I actually had I had no inkling of that whatsoever. Damn. Maybe I would have if they hadn't elaborated just now, and I would have thought about it like, huh, who's a female researcher we've heard mentioned? Ah, Athena. But no, like, damn. I didn't see that coming. So wait, does that mean La Habrea had relations with a coworker?
Little bit of a office hanky-panky? Is that what we talk about here? What we talking about here? La Habrea be breaking the rules at the office?
Sorry. Couldn't know myself.
Anyway, welcome back, Kairos.
Chief Keyword before La Habrea. She is your mother, yes? How astute. I can see now why you were chosen to lead this investigation. You've the right of it. Athena was my mother. And it was she who invited me to join her here. La Habrea had nothing to do with it. I see there is little love lost between you two. What I cannot see is why La Habrea was appointed Chief Keyword when another was already in place. Was in place. My mother is no longer with us. Yeah, I figured she died. I figured the person Athena died before this, even with this clarification. And La Habrea was all too eager to assume her responsibilities, with nary a moment spared to mourn her. What love do I owe him now, when he offered me not one drop of compassion then? Ah, I see she is no longer with us. An expression to convey the end of a life. I have known only the public face of La Habrea. While he is lauded for his ability to maintain composure in the face of unnerving circumstances, I must admit that oft he comes across as cold. Apologies, but can we speak of something else? This topic isn't an easy one for me to discuss. Of course, there are more pressing matters at hand after all. Namely, how to deal with Hesperos. We have yet to see the other warders. Judging by what we know, we can surmise that Hesperos has confined them somewhere beyond our grasp. And now that he is aware of our presence, he will be preparing for our next encounter. We cannot expect to face him on equal footing. Quite the opposite, in fact. Every moment we spend chasing after the creations is another moment Hesperos can contrive another advantage for himself. The wisest course would be to find him first and foremost. He said that he was become one with his creations. Perhaps that means he is vulnerable to internment, or intimate. In theory, that should be possible. However, is it enough merely to confine him? After all, he has done. I need to know why. I need to know what drove him to forsake everything he's worked for. Was it all truly so he could serve his master? To my mind, he's merely put La Habrea's own work at risk in trade for some nebulous power. La Habrea is the chief keyword of Pandemonium. How would throwing it into disarray win his favor? It doesn't make any sense. I share your curiosity. We must consider that our enemy has us at a disadvantage in every sense. What do you think? Should we seek to put him in fetters? Or would it be too dangerous to allow him quarter? I want answers too. If you fail to confine him, I will always strike him down. I can always strike him down. I want answers, but fuck it. I'd say caution over curiosities. Yes, let's confine him,
But the moment he does or says something suspect, I'm scything that head off. It's time to go for the harvest, you know what I'm saying?
Daring as ever, I see. I know not which trials you have faced in your past, but to see you so certain is all the convincing I need. Very well, let us try Erchthonios' plan.
Yeah, oh, you heading out? Alright, see you later, Robino. Robinon. Did I say Robino? Why? I can't fucking... Names today, man. Robinon. You have to go? Alright. Thank you for joining what you could, man. Love having you here. Love to have you later. And I hope you enjoy the VOD if you watch it. If not, check you later, man.
Thank you, Shroud. I believe I can shed some light on the nature of our foe. When Hesperos spoke with us, I noticed he bore the telltale fangs of
What the fuck is that? Vricolakus?
Vricolakus. Fangs of Vricolakus. A beast which feeds off of the ether of its prey. Likely that is the creation Hesperos merged his essence with. And we know all too well that he can change the environment around himself at will. The battle will not be an easy one, but I believe in our victory.
Alright, so we're facing off with him again? Or for the first time, I mean? I thought he'd be like the final boss of the whole raid. That's the impression I got. No, I guess he's just the bracket 1 boss. So who's the final boss gonna be when the other 2 brackets come out? Well, here we go. Let's get it on. This is fascinating to learn La Habrea had a kid, though. And a wife. I wonder if this is a case of a misunderstanding between Erchthonios and his father. Because as much as La Habrea is very much a bastard that we know, every Ascian, every villain really in this has had some level of gray to their natures. Even though some of the more apparently bad ones have had a level of redemption to them, a level of understanding at the very least in their motivations. The only really pure evil villain, like I said, was Xenos. So I'm gonna throw out this prediction, kind of. It's kind of a prediction. Is that it's going to be revealed as we go about that outward face is just a facade La Habrea puts on, but he took over the responsibilities of Athena not out of like, oh, well, that's a new job for me, but more out of a well, maybe not not necessarily an outward promise to her, but kind of keeping her legacy alive by continuing her work. That might be the mentality La Habrea was working with when he took over Athena's position. That's kind of what I'm running with it, because I'm trying to think of like how they're, because that's what FF does, right? Like FF14 constantly elaborates on its villains as not being necessarily the worst of the worst, the scumbag of the scumbagiest. Like they actually have elements to them that we can connect with, relate to, and understand. So I think that's going to be a reveal with La Habrea, is that yes, while on the outside he espouses this nature of a cold, cruel, calculating individual, in reality he's actually quite the emotionally influenced person and just hides it. He's more of a stalwart person, and he keeps it underneath the initial layer of his being. That's kind of the idea I'm running with in my head right now. It could just be, no, he is actually a bastard and didn't really care about Athena, didn't really care about Erchthonios or any of that stuff. And it really all was just power grabs and shit. But I don't know, I kind of like that idea. La Habrea, we know, went crazy from all the body hopping he did, which is also why he's weak for an Unsundered. At least that's what I heard from the extra web stories. Okay. Well, even here, they've espoused that he had kind of a cold external personality, right? So no, I'm still running with that idea in my head that it's actually he's actually more of like a composed, logical, stalwart kind of guy on the outside, but on the inside, he's actually quite emotionally motivated. That's the best I can work with right now. I don't know. Hopefully we'll learn more throughout the raid. I guess they wouldn't have made writing-wise, they wouldn't have made Eric Thonios and his boss there. So they wouldn't have made Eric Thonios La Habrea's son if they were only going to mention it once and then no other details were gonna be espoused upon or elaborated. So I don't know. That's kind of something to look forward to. Of course, this fight, and I'm assuming the dialogue afterwards are going to be the last we can do until the next bracket comes out. Which is in 6.2, apparently. So it's a ways away. Oh, okay. I don't remember that. But I guess it's one of those details I kind of just glossed over in my memory. Alright, here we go, lads. The last fight in this raid bracket. The world unsun. Yeah, we are fighting him. Asphodelos, the fourth circle. All right, let's fuck this guy's Castlevania ass up. Is he gonna remove the glasses? My God, the tropes, man, the tropes! It would have only been more epic if he had just adjusted them and there was a white flash. That would have been hilarious. It's one of the two every time. Oh, we got 3 mentors in this one. Can we go on it, or... I'm not sure. I won't lie, I'm confused how that mechanic works. Oh, that was so close. Wait. Sword X. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I shouldn't have gone in there, or was that who needed to go in there? Oh, that one was a new one to me. I don't recognize that one. I didn't recognize that one at all. Oh, that's what that was. Fuck. Well, I only died once so far, so that's not terrible. That means not DPS. Alright, so that means I should have gotten the shield one. Yay! Oh fuck. Crap, no. Fuck. Shit. That mechanic is killing me twice. It's safe to say it's the one I suck with. As long as I don't die again, though, that means that I'll only have died to this boss as many times as I died to Ericthonios. Okay, shit. Almost got me again. I fucking hate that thing.
Fuck me! Don't even revive me. I don't deserve it. I got killed by that. Fuck it. No! Don't waste your energy. Oh. Why do you revive me? I am pathetic. I died. Oh, God. God damn it. No, you won't kill me again. No, fuck you. Screw you. I ain't dying again to that stupid fucking mechanic. Oh! Fuck! Come on, he's like one hit away from dying. Someone just fucking kill him. He's right fucking there. Come on. Yes! Thank God. Fuck. Could be worse. Fuck you. Ugh. Died 4 fucking times. 4 fucking times. Damn it! When I do this one again at some point in the future, I'm gonna knock those deaths down to 0. Could be worse. I got a minion. Nosferatu. Really? Alright. Damn it, 4 times. Ugh, if I die twice on a boss, I feel useless. That 4 times, I feel like a hindrance. Now, Themis, we end this here. Fools, I will not be put in chains. Not a very reliable magic so far. To think that I would fall before one such as you. Perhaps I should have treated you as more than a mere nuisance. Despite your victory, you shall never have the knowledge you seek. The secrets of my transformation. The secrets of my deception. They shall return to the star with me. You are wasting your breath, Hesperos. We have the upper hand now. Surely you can see that. Yes, yes. My repertoire is not exhausted yet, however. Although I have failed, my end shall be on my terms! You gonna stab himself? He's gonna be seppuku? Well, seppuku's at the stomach, but, you know. I remain loyal to my very last. Come what may, I die with dignity. Alright. Can you refer to that as falling on your own sword? I don't think you can. How did your ambition lead you so astray, Hesperos? You were better than that. Your star shone more brightly than any other in Pandemonium. You had La Habrea's respect, his trust. What more did you seek? That you would forsake all that and sully your legacy besides.
He became so blinded by his own desires that he lost sight of his duty. In the end, he lost everything, and his plans lie in tatters. I fail to see any dignity in that. Even so, I would have liked to know why he chose this path. Hesperos' infatuation with your father was his undoing. Perhaps he was jealous that fate had chosen you, and not him to be La Habrea's son. What a weird thing to be jealous about. So terrible did this jealousy become that he sought verboten power. Power that La Habrea would be unable to ignore. How does a pursuit for respect warp one's heart so? How does infatuation with one person turn into contempt for everyone else? I've never heard of such a thing. I see that every day. It's not as uncommon as you might think. It happens, but that doesn't mean it's right. I see. I admit I cannot find it vexing, but perhaps that signifies naught but my own capacity for bitterness. I do understand what it is to have a beacon to follow in dark times. A person you trust to guide you true. How it is so desperate. How it is to desperately wish their light would fall upon you again. But we have spent enough time assuming the intentions of the departed. There are the living to consider. We must find the other wardens and round up the remaining creations forthwith. Of that, at least, we can be certain. I believe I can be of help in that matter. The influence of Hesperos' magic is fading throughout Asphodelos. Now is a perfect opportunity to seize control of the facilities and restore things to their original state. Seize control? Can you really do that? Apparently. What? What is this presence? Ericthonios. What lies beyond that threshold? That's the passage which connects Asphodelos to Abyssos. Why? Be on your guard, you two. Now that Asphodelos is free of obstructions, I can more easily sense disturbances in the lower levels. Something stirs in Abyssos. A warding sigil? How? Let us return to the gates for now. I should like to apprise the situation from there. Needless to say, our investigation is far from over.
Nah, I'd say we got another 2 of these sets of 4 to go. Give or take.
Although we have defeated Hesperos, it appears we have but scratched the surface of the Pandemonium's troubles. My head is still swimming with questions, but could this mean that Hesperos wasn't actually behind this?
Get to head out? Aw, damn. Alright, have a good night. Have a good night, Jet. Well, yeah, we're gonna wrap things up pretty much immediately after, wrap up this dialogue. And then I'll wait patiently for 6.2 to release. And 6.1, obviously, for the MSQ. That MSQ stuff, that'll come with. But for the raid-related stuff, eagerly awaiting 6.2. Might is still swimming with questions, but could this mean that Hesperos wasn't actually behind this? It is a stark possibility, yes. The root of this crisis may lie somewhere much deeper than even Abyssos.
When we first encountered you, you said that the memories of your escape were vague, and that your senses were muddled. I believe this was more than the result of a panicked mind. You were made to feel this way by a powerful magical influence.
Alright, have a good one, Metalix. Thank you for joining when you could.
It is possible that this same magic could have poisoned Hesperos' heart, twisting his affections for La Habrea into a burning obsession. Then, in his altered state, he was made an offer of power he could not refuse. Wait, are you suggesting that someone else turned Hesperos into that thing? If so, it stands to reason that they wouldn't stop at that. Indeed, a mysterious mastermind does not lack for subjects for his experiments. For more potential hemetheo that. Right, 24 man raid and 6.1, right. That doesn't relate to this raid though, does it? It's a completely separate raid, isn't it? If what you're saying is true, then my colleagues, they're doomed to share the same fate as Hesperos. Do not lose heart yet, Erechthonios. Hesperos challenged us alone, and that tells me that the process of his creation was a long and taxing one. If he was the first Hemetheos, then the rest of the warders are likely still alive. However, much as I would like to hasten deeper into Pandemonium, the way forward is sealed off. We must focus our efforts in finding a way through. With the creation still having free reign of Asphodelos, that won't be easy. On the contrary, I yet retain control of these circles, and thus can wield intimate magic within their halls at will. The creatures will pose no threat to us. Just like that? Then nothing's stopping us from returning order to Asphodelos. Just so. I shall require expertise to keep the peace after the subjects have been returned to their confinement. However, you are Asphodelos' sole remaining warder, after all. Truth be told, I did not expect this investigation to become so involved. Of course, I would like to resolve matters here without resorting to outside help, but... Do you mean to send a report to La Habrea? 'Tis too soon to say. Let us first find a way into Abyssos. It would be best to withhold our judgment until we have ascertained the whereabouts of the other warders and the identity of the party responsible for their disappearance. Agreed. Even so, if it means saving even a single life within Pandemonium, then I am not above asking La Habrea for help, should it come to that. Recent discoveries certainly paint Hesperos' actions in a new light. The number of unknown elements in this investigation grows. We must proceed forward with the utmost caution. To that end, Erechthonios and I shall remain here for a time being. Much as I enjoy your company, I do not believe we shall be needing protection so long as we remain in Asphodelos. You should take this time to rest. Surely you are weary, and there may be more battles ahead of us. Themis' burden may grow heavier in your absence, but he's shown that he's more than capable to bear it. Still, I would help wheresoever I'm able. All we've achieved so far has been thanks to you, too, and I mean to repay that debt I owe. I don't know what use I can be outside of placating. I don't know why I was adding an A there. Placating the creatures, but I'll find a way. Nonsense, he was nothing. It was thanks to your knowledge for the magics which govern this place that we were able to come this far. Elsewise, we would have likely succumbed to the hippocampus' assault. Each of us has arrived at this dire pass by separate paths, but it is only by combining our respective expertise that we will reach the end of it and see Pandemonium saved. Thank you, Themis. Hesperos' words seem to have affected me more than I realize. Together we've come this far, together we'll reach the end. I have no doubt we will. Even so, let us allow Shroud his rest. Besides, you have something awaiting a report on your progress, yes? I dare say your story will be much more than they ever imagined. Yeah, and he thinks it's our Asian self, but no. In fact, it's Claudian in Aporia. Alright, let's go see him.
It's time to give him a report.
Who wards the warders?
Shall we find out?
Alright. Let's turn this in, and I don't know. Is this the last quest until the next bracket comes out? Or I'm assuming so.
Claudian, my good man, how are you?
Welcome, Shroud. Back from the past, none the worse for wear. I see. So what did you find? So there is evil afoot in Pandemonium. An already ominous place, I must say. Mythic beasts and missing warders. Truly, we are fortunate to see you return to us in one piece. It appears the voice Shroud heard from the crystal spoke the truth. As for who left it behind, and why, those are yet questions to be unanswered, or to be answered. Indeed, it could be someone who lived among the ancients, or it could be someone trying to avert a tragedy from the future, but remains shrouded in mystery. Yet, ilm by ilm, we shall unveil the mystery. With the help of Shroud, of course, by his actions was the fabric of the past reshaped, yet he returns to the same present he left. Which can only mean one thing, that his intervention at Pandemonium's crisis is but one of the countless building blocks of history upon which our present has been built! Yeah, it's as I espoused in Endwalker when we went to Elpis, that the whole that when it comes to time travel, there's the three big theories, right? Temporal certainty, temporal relativity, and temporal chaos, or chaos theory. Which, brief summary, temporal certainty means if you do travel in the past, you always did travel in the past, and whatever you did always happened, which always leads to the future we have. You can't change the past, you can't change things, because things always happen the way that they did. So that's like the most positive version of time travel. Likewise, temporal relativity is the idea that you can go back in the past. Oh, sorry, it's not temporal chaos. Temporal relativity, also known as temporal chaos. The third theory is multiverse theory. But with temporal chaos / temporal relativity, it's the idea that you can go back in the past and change things, but that will change the future, and very well likely can lead to the paradox of if you went back in the past and changed something that resulted in you not being born, or the technology you used to go back in the past never was invented, meaning that you never went back in the past, meaning that never happened, meaning you now have created a black hole of an endless loop that will end time itself permanently. So temporal relativity / temporal chaos theory is probably the worst one, if it's the case. And then obviously multiverse theory, which is if you go back in the past, you do or change something, you don't change your future, you create a branch on the timeline and basically create a different parallel universe with, up to that change, the same timeline, but when that change occurred, it created a new branching timeline from which that domino effect of those changes changed that future, but the future you came from is still there and the way that you left it. Those are the three prevailing theories of time travel. And as was established when we traveled back to Elpis, and as kind of explained by Elidibus' spirit, this is that the time travel in this universe is temporal certainty, which means we go back in the past, whatever we're going back in the past to do, we always did. We always went back in the past and did that thing, which led to the timeline we're living in now. We can't change things, because whatever we go back in the past intending to do, we always did. Honestly, it's probably my favorite form of time travel, both to write with, because the thing is, I hate it when writers try and use the other theories, because they just don't work.
They really don't. If you don't use temporal certainty theory, you basically can't write a time travel story. And even if you use that theory, it's so hard to. It's a monumental challenge for a writer to appropriately write a temporal certainty story. Because time travel, as it is, even if you use that theory, is a conundrum to work with. Because if you write with it, you got to keep in mind, okay, whatever they do in the past still leads to the timeline I already wrote. So I got to make sure whatever happens in the past, if you think about it logically, won't result in a change. It has to still result in what happens. And I have to do that while keeping the story compelling, interesting, and also still somehow moves the plot forward. That is a massive challenge. But the Ishikawa has proven... That is her name, right? I'm not fucking that up. I feel really bad if I'm thinking of the wrong person. But regardless, the writer, she's already proven herself leaps and bounds an impressive writer when it comes to everything, and the way she handled Elpis and that whole timeline travel thing she nailed the usage of time travel while still allowing the plot to be moved forward. So I absolutely loved how that was handled, and I'm glad that they're still maintaining it here.
There is no telling what consequences would arise if we stopped pursuing this matter now. Whatever plot is unraveling within Pandemonium, we must not let it reach its conclusion. If one of those creatures should escape, what ripples would carry forth into the future? They might wreak havoc upon the world of the ancients, and their despair would leave an indelible mark upon history's pages. That despair would only feed the terrible beasts that arose during the final days. The first final days already had a drastic effect on the eons that followed. The scars it left were made even deeper. Then we risk losing our present entirely. Matt?
Don't think that hard about time travel, it just breaks brains. Well, it's not even really like thinking that hard about it. It's pretty straightforward. Thing is, not to like, I'm not throwing any stones your way or rubbing on, but I don't like that mentality of don't think too hard about it. If the thing is, I'm not thinking too hard about it. I'm giving it just the precursory. I'm wording it all so it sounds more complicated than it is. But realistically, the three prevailing theories of time travel, everyone kind of knows in the back of your head. Because it all makes sense, right? Like, okay, I go back and I change something, that might create a time loop that fucks everybody up, right? But if it doesn't do that, that means one of the two other things happens. Either nothing happens because I always did it, or what does happen leads to a different universe and mine stays the same. It's all stuff people know subconsciously. So when you're experiencing a story with time travel in mind, most people can't help but think about how its effects on the plot. Like we're unless you're a kid, most kids can totally ignore the actual like intellectual plot. But if you're an adult, I'd say most adults actually can't help but think about the effects of time travel on the greater story. So I don't like to dismiss it with, oh, it's time travel, don't think about it. I don't like that, because if that's how the story is being written, I don't want to experience that story, right? Because I want the writer to care as much as my bare minimum I care, which I do care if that the plot is well put together and well established to work with what they're doing. If they're just like, oh, time travel, it does whatever we want on whatever Tuesday we're thinking about it, then it cracks any kind of fundamental rules with the universe, and you kind of lose connection to it because you feel it's too loosey-goosey. You don't feel like there's any kind of hard-hitting rules you gotta follow, which I don't like. I like it when time travel is actually explained, and I don't like any story that has any element to it that you can simply brush off and go, don't think about it. Now, if it's a less crucial element to a story, like a side character's opinion on something, like, yeah, fine, go ham with, make it quirky, but something is fundamentally effective on a plot as time travel, just a precursory, like, okay, what's some basic questions people would ask in this scenario if we did time travel? If you can answer them with answers that actually work, then run with it, and most people will be satisfied with that. That's all I ask. I don't ask for, like, a dissertation about it. Whatever the cost, our connection with the future of Elpis must be preserved. I know I have asked much of you already, but can I count on you to continue your work in Pandemonium?
Yep.
Your tireless efforts are much appreciated. If there is aught we can do to ease your burden, you need only say the word. Speaking of which, might you return to the crystal into our keeping? While we cannot accompany you to the past, perhaps something can be gained by researching it further. Ah, it shines just as splendidly as the day we met. We shall begin work right away, but I cannot promise any meaningful results for some time. And as matters in Elpis seem to be in a similar state, I must ask that you rest. But before that, allow me to make an introduction, as our research moves into its critical stage. But I found it only suitable to recruit another assistant. Her is an expert in armaments from throughout history, be they from the far-flung past or made in the most modern forges. Should you find aught of interest in your adventures, bring it here and we shall be glad to offer her services. We know researchers in numerous fields that would love to get their hands on artifacts from bygone eras and would give you goods in return that should aid you in trials ahead. Furthermore, if you ever wish to peruse the records of events you have reported here, Nemjiji has been taking faithful and thorough notes. She is at your complete disposal. I sense that we have embarked upon something monumental, something that will dwarf all else I have accomplished in my many years of research. I can think of no greater honor nor reassurance than to have your capable assistance in this endeavor. If there is anything to be found that will contribute to your success, we shall find it. We shall not rest until we have unlocked the mysteries of this crystal, and you will be the first to know when we do. Glorious. Have I ever seen The Hateful Eight? I don't think so. Oh, hello. There's another quest here. It just says Nimjiji. Oh, is that how we're gonna unlock Savage? Or no? Anyway. What can I get from you? I have 0. Wait, didn't I pick up something? I think I picked up at least something. Yeah, I have some right there. But it's saying I have quantity 0 on everything. Oh, okay, no. That's quantity I have. This is the item quantity. Okay. Yeah, I only have one of each of those. Damn. Alright. That's savage. Okay, that is savage. Okay. So that can wait. Need a certain number of them. Gotcha. Alrighty then. That seems like a good place to stop. Do you prefer Back to the Future time travel or Doctor Who time travel? Not... Both I don't take seriously. Because both don't use any kind of logic whatsoever, and it makes me twinge sometimes when watching those. But both of them deliver their stories in such a fun, quirky way that I'm able to ignore the the aspects that annoy me, like how time travel is handled in them. Like I'm able to look past that because the stories are so fun. I could just kind of tune out the time travel part of it and just kind of mentally process it as, oh, this is just a quirky story in a setting of time travel, but it's not really time travel. Same. That's with Doctor Who anyway. With same mostly for Back to the Future. Back to the Future doesn't follow any of the prevailing theories very well. It kind of uses chaos time travel theory or temporal relativity. It uses that theory, but loosely. Again, it's if you don't think about it too much, it is a fun story. It annoys me that if you do think about it, it has a lot of holes in it. The time travel part, anyway. But there's an attempt there. There's an attempt there to use time travel in a way, quote unquote, that makes sense. And I think they do achieve like the layman's understanding of temporal relativity and use it in a fun, quirky way that you're able to just kind of move past the other parts of it. I don't know. I really do like Back to the Future as a story, but if you think about the science in it, it's just ignore the logic. I can't though. That's the thing. I personally cannot turn off that part of my brain. Like I like to think about the stories I watch. I like to think about the writing. I like to think about the careful work that went into making that puzzle piece fit in the puzzle. Like, what you're asking me to do, essentially, is, hey, you know this puzzle that's half put together, and you're missing 3 pieces, so you can't finish it? Just ignore those 3 pieces and enjoy the puzzle that's there. Right? Like, that's what you're asking me to do. It's like, I can't. I wanted to finish the puzzle, but I can't because it's missing some pieces. It's like, just ignore what you did finish. I can't. I can't do it. Like, it drives me nuts. Alright. Alright, so we will call it there, folks. We made it through all of the first bracket of Pandemonium. I'm excited for the 24-man raid. I'm excited for the new MSQ stuff we're getting with 6.1. I'm excited for the cross data center stuff. I'm excited for the next part of Pandemonium in 6.2. There's a lot I'm looking forward to with future updates to FF14. Yeah, and this was a ton of fun. I'm going to try and do more FF streams. I'm still playing through Elden Ring right now as well, so that'll be the other common stream you see. Keep in mind, guys, I am a full-time employed person, so some days that I do hope to stream, I may not have the energy to. I only stream when I know I have the energy to. So that way I'm not boring to you guys. I'm not disconnected to what I'm watching. You know, I don't feel out of it. Like I want you guys to have, you know, when I stream, I want to make sure they're good streams. Like I actually am all there, right? So if I'm tired and I can't stream, I apologize. Those days do happen, but I do my best to maintain a level of regularity while doing that stuff. So anyway, I will catch you guys later. I'm gonna be streaming in a couple of hours. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna get a late lunch, and then I'm gonna tackle some more Elden Ring this afternoon. Assuming nothing else gets in my way. Like I don't think so. I can't think of anything else I was supposed to do today. So, yep. Love you guys, and I'll catch you guys for those who are interested in the Elden Ring stream this afternoon. Bye bye.